I'm Stephen Ridgway. ARM has released security patches to address a flaw in the Mali GPU kernel driver. The vulnerabilities apparently are under active exploitation in the wild. So they're being tracked as CVE 2023 4211. And affects various different versions of the driver. Effectively, it allows a local non-privileged user to make improper GPU memory processing operations and gain access to already freed memory. So basically, it is off the back, following on from various other vulnerabilities that have been discovered relatively recently in GPU drivers. However, this one, because it is being actively exploited, would recommend that you have a look to see if you are using a vulnerable version of that particular GPU driver, and if you are, definitely patch it. So yes, keep an eye out for that and apply the patches if you can. So the Lazarus Group is in the news again. Lazarus Group being the North Korean state-sponsored attackers. They have been evolving their backdoor software. So they're well known for using, in fact, what's described as their flagship remote access Trojan is a thing called Blinding Can. This has now been updated and to a version, version that's known as Lightless Can. It's been spotted in a successful cyber compromise of a Spanish aerospace company. Basically, it is an improvement on previous malware used by this particular group, in that it uses or mimics a lot of Windows native tooling, which is designed, and probably successfully does, actually make it quite a lot harder to identify what's going on. Now, bearing in mind that this particular group has had large and interesting targets over the years. They're the people that were responsible for the Sony Pictures attack in 2014, so they've been around a long time. They, at the moment, appear to be focused on defence contractors, government agencies, healthcare organisations, energy firms. They've been involved in cryptocurrency heists, supply chain attacks, and so on and so forth. So the way that this particular attack was orchestrated was that the attacking group spearphished employees at the aerospace company using LinkedIn messages, whilst posing as a recruiter for Meta, the Facebook parent company. If the employee, so they were targeting developers, if the employee reacted, they were basically offered a job, or they were being told they were being targeted in a recruitment drive, and the attackers then sent them a couple of coding challenges to test their proficiency in C++. In reality, the coding challenges were being hosted on a third-party cloud storage platform, and the challenges contained malicious executables that surreptitiously downloaded additional payloads to the employee's system whilst they were attempting to solve the challenge. So, of course, having been hit with the dropper, as it were, they were then effectively ended up installing the new LightnessCan backdoor. And once that's on the system, then making use of the fact that developers and admins and so on have access to all sorts of stuff, were basically hijacking the connectivity and so on and so forth back to the parent company itself. So watch out for these. The thing to bear in mind is that, yes, if you are looking for potential change of job or whatever it might be, and people do contact you, it's not unusual to be headhunted for things if you're good at what you do. And just be aware that if it's unsolicited and you don't actually know who's contacting you, it's worth doing a little bit of background checking to make sure that it is legitimate. These job offer type scams have been used in the past and will undoubtedly be used again in the future. And bear in mind that if you are a dev or an admin or whatever in your organisation, you are a target to some of these more sophisticated groups, even if you don't really think that you should be, or that don't really think that it's likely. Who would spearfish me? Well, they're spearfishing you because of your access to stuff. So, yeah, watch out for that. In other news, Killnet DDoSed the royal family on Sunday. So the official website of the UK royal family was subjected to a distributed denial of service attack on Sunday morning. So Killnet being pro-Russian hacktivists, the downtime for Royal.uk was not long, about 90 minutes. It got solved by Cloudflare injecting one of their vetting pages in front of the website itself. We've all seen these more common recently than they used to be, but prove you're a human sort of thing. So yeah, whilst the site was down, Killnet claimed responsibility for this, and it was a normal sort of behaviour for this group. They PR stunts are definitely in their toolkit. It's relatively common that they will have a pop at organisations that they think are going to get them in the news. But yeah, just to, I suppose it's just a good reminder that whilst the war in Ukraine carries on and is perhaps not top of the headlines in the news all the time anymore, it is still there, and the threat from pro-Russian groups or Russian-sponsored groups against all sorts of organisations in the West, in any countries which are perceived to be supporting Ukraine, those threats have not gone away. So remain vigilant. And then finally from me today, another one in that category of I can't believe that was possible, and also the category of I don't believe this is going to be terribly useful unless you happen to be a state-sponsored ninja. Smartphone cameras can be used to eavesdrop on conversations. And I did say cameras, not microphones. So how does this work? Well, modern smartphones, almost all of them, have image stability technology in them, which is basically, according to the article in Security news, the cameras are mounted on springs and then dampened by fluid. Okay, so it aims to reduce the camera shake from holding your camera in your hand. Okay, that makes sense. However, the minute vibrations from sound waves are then treated by the stabilization system and become visible in the pictures. So you could use an algorithm to analyze the images and extract the sounds based around the image stability software. So the researchers at Northeastern University have developed a tool called SideEye that can extract audio from static photos and silent videos using AI and machine learning too. So it's basically, means that from a picture, it's possible to render sound. Now, there are a lot of these sorts of fantastic techniques floating around out there. I mean, as it says in the article here, it could be used for surveillance purposes, allowing law enforcement agencies to eavesdrop on conversations without needing to install microphones and so on and so forth. It's going to be very interesting to see whether this actually really works or not. But yeah, it's in the same category as you can tell what somebody's typing if you can listen to the clicks on their keyboard and all sorts of other funny stuff. It is now out there, so just be aware that if you are taking photographs of things in environments where people are discussing stuff that you wouldn't necessarily want to leak, the photo can leak what's being said, allegedly. Anyway, that's all from me for today. I will be traveling for a while. I'm off to the States on work for a little bit. Next few of these. So I hope that you have a good day, good rest of the week. And Rich will be with you tomorrow. I will speak to you again next week.